Greetings metalheads and welcome to No Nonsense Metal Reviews. I'm George and today I'm going to be doing a bit of an unboxing review if you like, of something that I have recently acquired. It was an absolute steal if I may say so myself, from HMV online. I do miss the days of actually being able to go into the physical shop though and have a peruse, but found this particular article. It was actually released in 2018, so although to me that sounds like yesterday, we're talking a gap of 5 years. But because this article is so special and because it is from a band that I really do hold very dear indeed, this particular band, in fact, Immortal, I thought that it was definitely something that I wanted to show off a little bit, just to give a little bit of a run through. So this is Immortal, Norwegian, I think they're from Bergen actually, black metal legends, one of the biggest, definitely one of the biggest, and one of the most synonymous, one of the most important bands in black metal, certainly in the Norwegian scene, although not affiliated with the crimes that were committed quite notoriously in that scene, such as church burnings and indeed murder. They were, however, certainly very important and are very important within the extreme metal world and within black metal. So this is Northern Chaos Gods. This album was the first album to be released since the split up of the band. At this point, Abath had left the band, long-term writer who had left the band many years before because of severe tendinitis, I read earlier. Demonaz was back in the fold, controlling pretty much everything that was going on. He performed the guitars and the vocals, and he was joined by Horg or Horth on drums. So really it was a two-person band at this point. Interestingly enough, the album was actually produced by Peter Tagdgren of Hypocrisy fame and a very renowned producer, and he also performed bass on this album. So I'll open this up for you, Northern Chaos Gods, and you're presented with a really interesting little collection of articles here. I'll just show it as it appears in the box there. And I think it's quite amusing that if you didn't like the album cover, then you would be pretty down on your luck, because this is all album art stuff. First thing you're greeted by is a lovely patch, a rather nice Immortal logo patch. Really does look the part as well. That's probably not going to fit on my jacket. It's already groaning with patches, and some of these sorts of things where it's come in a box set, I'm always a little bit hesitant to actually use it, because you think, do I? Don't I? Then I don't have the complete article. But behind that, we've got the digipack format of the album itself, Northern Chaos Gods. A really nice, I think it is a good bit of artwork, really. I think it is a good album cover, and it's certainly a good album, but we'll go through the songs in a bit more detail in a moment. So you get a nice digipack format of the CD. Then you get a slip mat with the artwork on again. Now, I will admit that I had absolutely no idea what a slip mat was. I thought that it was something that just sort of protected the top of your turntable, or just a decorative, more ornamental piece. But turns out it's something that DJs use to scratch discs. I don't know or care, but I mean, bit of a strange choice of item to put your logo on, but okay, fine. I'm sure that some people have found use out of that. I think I probably will just use it for ornamental purposes in future, if at all. Then we have a print here with Horg and Demonaz. That, I think that's such an iconic logo, and certainly their corpse paint is very, very iconic as well. It's just great, bleak, cold, dark and grim looking aesthetics there. Really does look the part. So you got a nice print there. Then we have a rather nice album artwork poster. Nice big poster. Just if you hadn't quite got enough things with the album cover on, you've got a massive poster to adorn your walls. Really nice thing that is. Probably won't find any room to put that up. Scare the wife. Then we have the main piece for me. This is a lovely gatefold sleeve vinyl version of the album. Really nice package. Nice thing. Just one disc, but it's not a particularly long album, in all honesty. I think it's about 45 to 50 minutes long at most. It's not a massively long album. But we've got in here another little art print. We've got Hog, drawn drums there, and then we've got vocals and guitars from Demonaz. Really sinister looking stuff here. Love it. And then the really cool piece that we have here, and I do like the fact that it's actually in the proper sleeve and everything. We've got a picture disc vinyl. Lovely article here. Really nice. Awesome artwork. And on the reverse as well. So you get a really nice piece. And I've said recently, I think it was in talking about Ghost of Orion, My Dying Bride vinyl, that what I like about it is the fact you've got a picture disc, but it's in the sleeve and it's in the proper outer sleeve as well. It's in the full package. What I don't like is picture discs just in a plastic transparent sleeve. Nope. That reeks of not enough effort and attention being put into it. That reeks of carelessness. I can't have that. So yes, you've got plenty of different formats of the artwork there. If you didn't like the album cover, then you would be sorely disappointed with this particular package. But to be honest, I think it's a really nice thing. I think market value when it was released, or up until recently anyway, was probably far too high for what it is. You get the vinyl, the CD, and some other bits and pieces. But I, in fact, got it for £20. So you can't really argue with that. The CD alone would probably cost you half of that. A vinyl on its own probably more. But I think this is a really nice article. And like I say, it's been out for a few years, but I thought this is something that definitely I would recommend picking up. Any self-respecting Immortal fan or black metal fan, it's a little article that you've got to pick up. So, we'll talk about the album then. The material contained within does have differences, shall we say, to the previous album, which was All Shall Fall, and of course going back through the Immortal catalogue. There are differences, but that's synonymous, that's commonplace with lineup changes. I will say though that it's not really a complete lineup change or split, because you do of course have Demonaz and you have Hog. So Demonaz was doing a lot of writing and very influential, although not actively participating as a musician. Production wise, the whole thing sounds brilliant, and the songs themselves are also brilliant. I cannot fault it at all. Some of it is incredibly aggressive, almost like Blizzard Beast, a sort of era of Immortal, which I consider that to be a pretty brutal album. That is really quite an abrasive sound there, really hard hitting. A fantastic album, but just brutal. But also we do get a lot of the ambience and the atmospherics, these sort of beautiful sweeping guitars that we had on albums like At the Heart of Winter and Sons of Northern Darkness. So there is a little bit of that latter Abath era Immortal sound there. As I say, from At the Heart of Winter onwards, we do get a lot of that is present, but we also get a whole lot more aggression. It's a much faster paced album. We kick off with the title track, which is a pretty savage blow. It's really good. Demonaz's vocals are pretty grim. He is a good vocalist. No, I wouldn't say that he is as iconic as Abath, the mighty Abath, but of course he's not going to be. Abath is Abath. Demonaz is Demonaz, but still a great vocalist. Great in this context anyhow. Into Battle Ride, a rousing black metal furious battle cry, brilliant track. Gates to Blasharek, another great track. Personal favourite from me though, Grim and Dark, which is certainly a grim and dark track. It's bleak, it's heavy, really fast and furious at times, but then you've got those sort of powerful riffs. Just really good stuff. Called to Ice and Where Mountains Rise. It's all about the cold, the dark, the grim, the winter. Two really great tracks. Really do resonate heavily with the At the Heart of Winter sort of era and sound. Sons of Northern Darkness as well. Really present there. It's really powerful stuff, actually. It's not just about burning churches and worshipping Satan. You don't get that here. What you get is tales of the grim, dark landscape and Blasharek. Blacker of Worlds, another good track, but to be honest, the main standout is the closing epic. It's about 10 minutes long, I think. Mighty Raven Dark, which is really powerful, soaring piece. Really, it's got the aggression, of course it does. It's got the heaviness, but it has a whole lot of soul. There's a lot of soul and depth in this album overall, and that is certainly a soulful, powerful, deep track. So overall, that's a highlight. But also, I must be honest, start to finish, this is a standout album. This is, I would say, easily within a top 5, in my opinion, Immortal album, which I know is a very bold statement. We've got a lot of great albums, a lot of great material in this band's catalogue, but it is definitely worthy of that kind of praise. It is an astoundingly good album. So, there you have it. A little unboxing of this lovely little package, this lovely little article. What are your thoughts and opinions on Northern Chaos Gods from the mighty Immortal? Can you get on board with Demonaz era? Or do you think that Immortal should have been buried and no longer immortal at the departure of a bath? I'm very interested to hear other people's thoughts and opinions on this. It's always very divisive. But thank you for watching, my friends. Do feel free to like and subscribe as always, and check back soon for more reviews, recommendations of all things good and heavy. Take care, my friends. Stay heavy.